Welcome back to the farm. Anyway, that's not the sunset, that's the sunrise. And so it would be the last video I left off was about 8 hours ago. So I went all night. This is it for nitrogen that I have to work in, so I think I did about 140 acres in the last 13 hours, which is pretty good. Getting tired though. It's supposed to start raining at like 10 o'clock, so that gives me 3 more hours. I've got about 25 to 30 acres left, so I should be able to finish this up right before it starts raining. And then I'm gonna hop over and start on what would be next year's soybeans, which is part of this field. But we get to see the sunrise this morning. Maybe I'll set up a time lapse, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I thought we were gonna get a real nice sunrise, but I don't think we're going to. I think the clouds are gonna move in first. Neighbor's over there, he just started the tractor. Looks like he's gonna go back to deep banding. Oh yeah. It's pretty, I think a break is pretty needed because the back row of spikes on this needs to be flipped. So that'll take a good hour, probably. Half hour to an hour. And like I said, probably put the new fuel filter in. Just seems a little doggy. Oh, it might not be, it might just be me, but I don't know. See if it helps, it's probably well overdue. Man, this is working hard. It looks nice. It's not all cloddy and clumpy, at least most of it isn't. Around the swamp there got pretty chunked up, and I'm a little worried about that. But I think if we can get a decent winter, get a decent freeze and a decent amount of snow, I think that'll really help those clods. And then in the spring when I hit them with the cultivator, they'll hopefully just fall apart. But who knows? Okie dokie. So as you can see, she's parked for the afternoon. Parked. Oof, look at my poor shovels. I just keep looking at them and they get worse every time I look. Look at these things. They were way out to here. Well, they're worn out. These ones, I got my money's worth out of that side. So have to flip those. Do that later. It's raining. Sprinkling, drizzling, but yummy. Oh, look at that. Hold on, I gotta take this. Okay, that was actually my account manager, so it's official. That was the call I kind of been waiting for. So now it's official. I was accepted as a seed dealer. So that's exciting. I'm gonna run it right out of the Quonset here. Grandpa's not a fan of that idea. But we're kind of talking about building a shed down there for hay and seed, since now we took on the independent dealership, and we planted more hay, and we plan to plant a lot more hay. He's a little excited. He's been locked up all night. I didn't want to take him with me in the tractor because I had to get in and out a lot, and I didn't want to pick him up and put him down constantly. But no, we are now an independent seed dealer for Legend Seeds. I feel comfortable enough saying that now, so I'll be knocking on doors. Cold calling again. I said I would never step back into ag retail, but this just sounded almost too good to be true, so I jumped on it. Decided to do it. It's been kind of talked about since early spring, but never really did anything about it. But anyway, Chisholm is parked. I need to do some work to that. What are they doing? The hunters are up here from the cities, and they're in Grandpa's driveway. But the chisel plow is parked right now. I gotta do a little work to that, which it's raining anyway. Moisture is not gonna hurt anything. It'll actually help a lot with the lumps. So we'll be able to get those broken up a lot easier. Man, they ought to send you home with a jar of Vaseline for that stuff. Wow. I think as soon as you walk in the door, they should just have a shelf that says, "Here, you're complimentary." Wow. For 2 oil filters and a fuel filter was $156. That's nuts. Nuts. Seemed like even when I first started buying filters, they weren't that expensive. Maybe they were. Actually, no, they weren't. The first set of oil filters I bought for that tractor cost me $60 total. It was 30 bucks a piece. Oofda. You know, part of me is glad I don't have corn. Part of me wishes I had corn, but part of me is glad I don't have to sit in that line. Okay, I'm gonna flop these points around, just these back 7. And I'm still debating if I want to put the fuel filter in the tractor or not. I really don't feel like screwing around with that right now. But I don't know. Oh, it looks slippery. Oh, and it didn't get too mucked up. Vacuum this out a little bit anyway, because it is a mess. Oh, first I gotta use the bathroom. Okay, let's try that again. Stupid blue batteries said it had 30% life and it died. So from the middle of the bolt, you got 4 1/4. From the middle of the bolt, 7 1/2. So I wore off 3 1/2 inches of shovel in roughly 500 acres. That's how hard the ground is. The beaver tails are being a little more forgiving. As they're wider, there's a lot more metal there to catch the dirt. And I think another part of the problem is these spikes, they're going in a little bit deeper. So I think that's part of it. But man, those will be absolutely toast by the time I'm done. Oh, it must have come off the trees. All right, anywho, should we go do some plowing? I would fly the drone today, but it's a little wet, cold, and windy. Should I make one of those? I think, I don't know, Kayla talks about them from time to time. I think they're like ASMR videos. I don't know, like nope. Oh, that one's tight. I can't do it with that one. That is one dirty camera. Hope you enjoyed that little chisel plow montage. ASMR. God, look at these things. Look at this. Oh. It's like trying to break rock. We're gonna, so as you can see, the stubble is cut a little high. Grandpa cut it a little high. So I'm struggling to get the stuff to flow through the drag. Yeah, I don't know. Send it. I think it's gonna need some new drag sections. That's how dry we were though. No moisture in the top 5 inches. It's crazy. It's crazy that we grew a crop at all. First, we started off the year, we had a lot of hard rain, and that packed the ground down. And then we dried out right at the tail end of the growing season. So the plants couldn't reach their full potential, and the ground is like concrete. And what do you do, I guess? Deal with it. Try again next year. That is a dirty camera. Well, as you can see, it's still daylight. It's about 5:45. I called her quits. As you can see, maybe, see that yard's got some shiny to it. It rained pretty good, and now it's too wet. I'm not complaining. We need the moisture. And like I kind of, what are we doing here? And I kind of said, like I said before, all the ground that I have left to work is phosphate and potash, and it has been worked once already. So even if I don't get it worked and we get a rain on it, it's not a huge deal. It'll be okay. It'll get rained in. So I'm not too terribly worried about it, but the hunters are up, so I'm gonna go down. They come from the cities, all the way from the cities. We're about 5 hours away from there, 4.5, something like that. So I'm gonna go down there and talk to them a little bit, and then come back and have an early bedtime. We'll get up in the morning, do an assessment of the situation, see how wet it is. So the reason I quit, because I don't have a problem working ground in the rain. Sorry, I had to put on my outside shoes, my boots. I don't have a problem working ground in the rain, but the lugs on the tires started to pack with mud, and these tires already don't have the deepest tread. They're a little on the worn side. They're probably like 25 to 30%. So they're not great. Actually, I think this one might be, oh no, it's still holding. This one was flat when I bought the tractor. But the lugs were filling up with mud, and that causes me to slip in the mud. So it's just a recipe for nothing good. So I chisel plowed up until 4 years ago, all Armstrong steering with the 8300 and a 12-foot chisel plow. My dad had a 4840 Massey, and we used I believe a 14 or a 16-foot Glencoe soil saver on that. That was all hand steering, chisel plowed many acres with that. I freehanded for, well, I suppose 12 years, 11, 12 years. And I still do from time to time, just to keep myself humble and keep my skills straight. But it's hard. I'm going on hour number 36 of being awake, and going back and forth through the field, sitting there like this is difficult. And it's hard to want to steer because, you know, nobody can just steer perfectly straight. So you always see that through the field. So I like to use auto steer because I like how it looks. I like to look down a field when I'm done and see the straight lines, get a lot of satisfaction from that. Neighbors notice that. They see that you're doing a good job taking care of the land and being efficient. So it's big. I think auto steer is absolutely wonderful, and I wouldn't say necessary, but if you can afford it, it's a very worthy investment. I could not afford it, so I financed it, but we talk about that later. Yeah, you can hear it's still raining. So I'm gonna call that a video. Got some chisel plowing montage. I think between I have about 20 acres left in that field, so 128 plus 82. So between yesterday at around, I started at 3 o'clock and I quit now today at 5:30. There was a couple hour grace period in there where I didn't do anything. I think I actually quit at 10 and I didn't go again until 1 because I thought it was gonna rain pretty hard and it didn't. I probably should have kept going. But I got 210 acres done. So I'm close to half done chisel plowing. And like I said, it doesn't all need to be chisel plowed. It just it gives it a nice finished look. It incorporates the fertilizer that's there without risking it washing or blowing away over winter, early spring, late fall. That was backwards. You know, it kind of minimizes your risk a little bit by incorporating it. So that's why I like to incorporate. Let's show you. And I'll show you the other reason why I wanted to chisel plow it all a second time. And this is where a vertical till unit is very high on my want list. It's not high on my need list, it's high on my want list. But look at these lumps. Look at these clods. I was this close to calling John Deere and asking, can I demo a vertical till unit that you have somewhere? Because look at these, this is ridiculous. I mean, look at this. That's like stone. It's literal stone. So that's another reason I'm trying to go over it all a second time with the chisel plow. Looks like the fertilizer is incorporating nicely. It's kind of dissolving. That's good. But that's why. I wanted to only work the wheat ground once. It just so happened to not work out that way. But, oh well, it is what it is. We're doing it now. I'm happy with this setup, but I think I might go back to all beaver tails. I haven't decided yet. I'm back and forth. If I want to do twists, if I want to stay with beaver tails, I don't know. Twists are kind of what we always used. I think they make it a little too black, personally. But they do a decent job of getting that trash flipped over and buried. We'll see. But anyway, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one, which will be tomorrow, I hope, or Sunday. So, see you then.